Hello everyone, Hannah the Suburban Witch here, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm joining in on a challenge that I was tagged in a year ago and I didn't see it because I didn't know how to see those notifications on YouTube. So my bad. But Erica the Dork Witch, she tagged me or challenged me to do this Tarot Temptations challenge. So here we go. There are 7 questions about tarot that I'm going to answer here today. And you can find links to the original videos and others who have done this trend below in the description box, even though I'm late to the game. Question number 1 is, what tarot system draws you in? Examples might be the Rider-Waite-Smith system, the Thoth system, the Tarot de Marseille. Personally, the Rider-Waite-Smith system. That's my bread and butter. I do have one Tarot de Marseille deck, but I haven't actually opened it yet. I haven't played with it. So it might change in the future. Maybe I'll do this in another year and it'll all be different. I also use the Thoth deck, but I very, very, very rarely use it with clients. It's just a bit too harsh, in my view. And I'm still making my way through this book. This is the Book of Thoth by Aleister Crowley. I'm only up to page 41. Like, dudes, this was originally published in 1944. You know what those old books are like to read. I will get there, but for now, right away. Question number 2 is, what theme are you drawn to in tarot decks? Earth decks, Fae decks, medieval decks, etc. Honestly, I get sent a ton of decks for free. But I can tell you which ones I like. Oh, and no, actually, this is a really hard question. I like dark decks. I do like dark decks, but I think my favorite, or the ones that, so I'm drawn to things that are a bit darker, a bit shadowy. I'm going to show you some. All right. I should have done this before I started. So the decks that draw me in, like if I'm looking for a new deck, the ones that really draw me in are ones that are quite dark. So I would say ones like this. This one's the two-tone tarot, and I got the shadow edition. It also comes in a light edition, but hell no, I'm getting the shadow. This one's Tarot of the Sorceress. I love the darker vibes. I haven't even opened this one yet, but in terms of things I'm drawn to, I was drawn to purchasing this one by Travis McHenry, Martyrs and Madmen. Now, I have his other deck, the Hieronymus Bosch Tarot, and it is mental bonkers, and I do actually kind of like it. I still don't think I can call it a tarot deck, but I like it. And it's pretty dark still. And lastly, this one. This is the Mythologica Fennica Tarot. This is such a unique deck. It's a Finnish folklore and myth deck. Oh, I love it. It came with a full-ass book to go through it. Like full-ass, an actual book. Novel size to go through with it. I can't read it very easily because whilst it is based on the tarot, it's Finnish folklore and I'm not familiar with that, but I'm learning and it's fun. The images in this are quite creepy. I love it. So I'm drawn to dark decks, but I'm also really drawn to fun decks, fun pop culture decks. Nightmare Before Christmas, Disney Villains, Hocus Pocus, The Dark Mansion. Like, this was one of my first decks I got. I haven't opened this one yet, but the Sweet Foragers Tarot, which I know I'll love because I love her other decks like the Cosmic CUNT. They're fun, they make me laugh, they're lighthearted. I'm also really drawn to decks that are very well thought out. All right, what do I like cosmetically about a deck? So this is like cardstock and box and all of that. I'm going to go against the grain here. I love a flip-top box. I know they're kind of crappy and they fall apart after a while and you can see they get all beat up. But I can throw that in my bag and like it's pretty stable generally. Whereas these ones, I'm always scared they're just going to, pop off and everything's going to fall out. I can put a hair tie around it though, it's fine. So what I like small decks. I like small decks. I like standard playing card sized decks. If this box was a tad more secure, this would be perfect because it's hard, but it comes off really easy. I love this cardstock. It's flimsy. It's like a playing deck. I don't want those thick fancy cards. I want ones that shuffle and spread like a dream. Right? Give me those poker cards any day. Oh, and I don't mind interesting boxes as well. Like this one's an interesting one. Doop, hello. A little bit it doesn't open up by itself. It's a little bit impractical with the size of it. Same with this. Like I get the concept, but that's a huge ass box. And I will show you my most hated cardstock ever. As much as I love the Dark Mansion Tarot, these are like a velvet finish. They're matte black, so there's matte black edging. It looks really cool. But when you shuffle them, they're like they've gotten better with time, but they're chunky and they stick together. Like they fall down in clumps. You know the type. And when you try and spread it, it spreads really clumpy. They're not great. All right, what type of deck do I prefer? Tarot, Oracle, Lenormand, Kipper, or any of the other? Tarot is my preference. I don't mind an Oracle deck, but I really don't turn to them as frequently. If I do, they're kind of like a placeholder. Like I'll pull it and it will be that card that I have for the month ahead. Whereas Tarot I use every single day frequently for all sorts of things. Tarot is just so much more versatile, in my opinion. Although some Oracle decks are some Oracle decks are great. All Tarot decks are great, you know? Do you like decks that have a story to them? Either a story attached to the cards or the process of how they were made? Yes. Yes, I do. I very rarely come across ones that have a story to how they were made, but I love decks that have been really well thought out and are cleverly done. If I can see the process and the work behind the scenes and I'm like, oh, I see why they did that. Oh, that is really clever. Or if it has hidden things that I don't notice for like a year and then I look back, I'm like, oh, right? Like those little Easter egg things. That tickles my brain in the best kind of way. Please tell me I'm recording. Oh, yes, I am. Thank God. I'm on a heart attack. In saying that, that's why I'm creating my own tarot deck that has a story attached to it in both of those ways. Both of those ways. The publisher that I was going to go through and I ended up choosing not to go with them. I didn't sign that contract for personal reasons. They also wanted me to simplify everything I was wanting to put in the cards. And I'm like, no, but I love decks that are not simple. I like the over-the-top ones. They're the best ones. So I'm glad that I can take back control a little bit now. P.S. If you know an illustrator that is dark academia vibes, you hit me up. You tell me immediately because I'm on the lookout. Am I tempted by seasonal decks? Absolutely I am. Like Halloween, Christmas, etc. I mean, this one's kind of seasonal for two things, right? Halloween and Christmas. I don't think there's as many of them in terms of tarot, but absolutely in Oracle. I've got the Seasons of the Witch Mabon Oracle by Juliette Diaz and Lorraine Anderson. I think this is beautifully done. I love it. I've basically told the publisher to just keep them coming. I'm happy to unbox, review, use, post about, etc. because I really like these decks. And you don't have to be in the season to use the seasonal decks either. And do I have a favorite artist who creates cards? I really love the art on this one. This is the Magical Botanical Oracle. I really like the way they've done that. I also really love the artwork on the Dark Mansion Tarot. So these were illustrated by Magdalena Kaksan. Illustrated by Magdalena Kaksan. That artwork speaks to my soul. I absolutely 100% love it. I think it is the most fun Tim Burton-esque style. I love it. I have a bunch of artists that I have saved on my phone that I love and I love their art, but either they haven't made a deck or the deck that they made I didn't really like or wasn't drawn to. So it's kind of a, yes, I have favorite artists. Yes, I have favorite deck creators. Yes, I have favorite illustrators. They don't always come together. Now, I don't know when they're going to see it, but I'm going to challenge Mortalis to give this a go. They do have a YouTube channel and they may get around to it. I'm not sure, but I think they're going to have a lot of fun with this and I really appreciate their ideas on decks and artists and creators and all of that. They've got some really cool dark vibes. I'm sure they'd have some great deck recommendations as well. I will tag them below. So thank you to Erica, the Dork Witch, for getting me onto this. This is super fun and I'll chat with you all next time.